Hey, I just got to tell you my favorite chapter in the book, my God's Punchline. It was I had signed a contract with Michael the Archangel, who asked, "Do you like us, meaning the voice in your head, or the humans better? If you like us, you must write a contract to be forever mute and stick to writing. Or you can talk and go about your day, and we might just bounce." And I was like, "This is really cool. Even if I'm insane, let's fully go with it." And this was in the Kona side at the old airport. I signed the contract, and 2 days later, I was on this journey, mute, and I was tripping people out with my automatic writing. I got kicked out of a car. I ride hitchhiking. This woman, I had written, "Jerry doesn't want to play soccer," given it to her. She pulls the car over. "Get out. How do you know Jerry? He does too. He does." So I'm just like, what the hell? So automatic writing, and it happened a lot along that way. So I'm already getting into this trip. I'm like, okay, this is a little bit bigger than insanity, but it's probably still schizophrenia, even, So I get all the way up in this little place, I think a Wooden Valley. It's above Pahala. And I'm at this Buddhist monastery, and I felt like I'm drawn there. And the voices are like, "Yes, this is why you're supposed to be here. You're supposed to learn something." And I go up to this guy, and I have this whole letter written out like, "Can I volunteer to do chores? Don't worry about anything about me. I just want to really work here and learn and observe." And I hand them the note, and he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I don't, I only read Tibetan. I don't read English. Not at all." And I was like, oh, because I had just signed the contract to be mute 2 days earlier with Michael the Archangel. And the voices in my head start going, "We're going to spin you. We're going to spin you. Are you ready to spin?" Well, I didn't care for that. The monk didn't care for me. I'm just standing there with dreadlocks and a paper in English that he can't read, and I can't speak English. And he goes, "Well, I got some chores to do," and he takes off. And in the meantime, the voices are going, "We're going to spin you. Are you ready? Are you ready? We're going to spin. Spin." And I didn't like that. I didn't care for their tone. It gave me goosebumps. And I'll be frank, it was kind of creepy. So I go to the front of the monastery on this grass terrace steps, and I get in the middle step, and the peacock is right over on the corner of the thing. It hung out now next to the "keep off the grass" sign, but it seemed like it was just going, "Fuck off, fuck off," and I'm like, I mean, and it didn't like me, the peacock. It didn't like me there. I was out of place. Well, I sit there, and I had this big fat wallet in the top of my pack. And it's got a pen because it folds like that. And there's this little loop for a pen, and I have slips from Borders books and music that I grab so I can do some automatic writing, trip people out in their cars, or for right now, I just needed guidance because dude in my head is saying spin, spin, and I don't like it. And so I take the paper and I write spin, spin. I don't like that. Now it's just doing spin on my paper. So I go to put the paper and the pen back in the. Where's the wallet? Voices. Spin, spin. I'm like, and I get up and I spin, and they go, "Ah, you spin, spin." And I was like, "No, no. You guys are in my head. you you can't disappear my wallet. It's got my plane ticket home. It's got my ID. It's got my EBT. Because it's get spin, spin. I'm like, ah, ah. And I spin and I go running back up. Maybe I set the wallet, but I just taking it out of the top. And I go through my pack. I rifle through it. They go spin, spin. And I stuff everything back in the pack. My hoodie, my sleeping bag, and I'm spin. And I was like, oh, fuck it. I'll whirling dervish this thing. So I just start to spin. And as I'm spinning, I get kind of dizzy, but then they start to pick me up, like scarecrow style. The voices in my head sort of pick me up, and they got me spinning sort of, and then they just sort of walked me, and I'm just on the tips of my toes, almost like being dragged, where they're almost skidding sometimes, and they just fully carry me. And I remember they're behind my eyes too, with this big grin, like fully in me, just positive, just oh, it was so weird. But just, and I'm observing this, of course. There's a sane part of me going, what the fuck? And they walk me down on my tippy toes, and turned me down this trail. It was a dirt road and then a trail that went to a woman's house. And I went across her deck to her sliding glass door, and I know it was a woman's house. At least she lived there because she was on a cordless phone, one of those big bricks they had in 2001. And she looks at me, and I'm like, against her window, a sliding glass door, and she goes to her cupboard, grabs a brown paper sack, and puts stuff like manna bread, mangoes, bananas, peanut butter, and she gives it to me as if it's natural as can be. And I'm just smiling. I take the bag, and these guys in my head, I guess they spin me around, and I'm just marching back up the trail. And at the road, there's a guy pulled over in his truck, and the door's open, and he motions to his back of his truck, which has my backpack that I'd left. And I just get in there, still smiling, groceries on my lap, and he just drives me down to Pahala. Like, get this crazy guy out of here, probably is what he had been told to do, but I never did get my wallet back. Where'd it go? My friend says, hey man, the brain's weird. Maybe you just did this thing where you blocked it out of your head, you chucked it, and then you made up the story you're telling yourself. And I'm like, yeah. In some continuum, that's true, but the one in the book, that's my favorite chapter in God's Punchline by Jasper Mushroom Jesus. 1079 on Amazon.